You're pretty good.
You're pretty good. Pretty good.
Welcome back to the Metal Gear The Complete. Wait, we finished this series. Or did we? We made it to the end of the almighty saga, but you guys still have some questions. As the purpose of the main series is to allow you to understand the overall plot and concepts behind the series, we can't go into the more interesting characters or plots. So we're going to bring you much shorter videos to help fill in all those extra questions you guys have. Comment down below any questions you have about any series that we've run. Most of the important information here is a synopsis of the Ocelot page on the Metal Gear Wiki, for anybody who's wondering where we got the information. So let's not waste any more time. Ocelot, Revolver Ocelot, Liquid Ocelot, the man goes by many names and is one of the few characters who popped up in the Snake saga repeatedly. But while his role inside each game appeared minor until the very end, this was a character who was used to propel the story between games and behind the scenes. Always, he was a double or triple agent. So let's explore the ideas behind him further. Ocelot's parents are the Joy and the Sorrow. The Joy is the original codename of the boss, while the Sorrow is a combat spirit medium used in the Cobra unit. So basically, his parents are the original legendary soldier and a man whose power was to become an embodiment of dead soldiers. This is where some people believe that he was able to channel the spirit of Liquid Snake so well through simple hypnosis and nanomachines. Anyway, he was born on June 6th, to his birth name of Adamska, during the Allied invasion of Normandy, France, and he was quickly taken from his parents' arms by the agents of the philosophers. After this, the history is a little vague, but there are multiple accounts of how he ended up further down the timeline, which involve either his defection from the NSA or him being involved in being raised with Russians. Either way, he eventually ended up under the command of Colonel Vogan. It was during this time that he was also operating as a spy for the KGB and the CIA. Both of these organizations were run by the philosophers at this time. Due to the fact that he was the son of the legendary soldier, he was given special treatment and promoted to major at a very young age. It was in 1962 that Ocelot's life was first threatened by the philosophers. They told the boss that if she did not kill the Sorrow, they would kill Ocelot. At this time, the events of Snake Eater happened, ending with the death of the boss. It is never clearly stated if Ocelot knew she was his mother, though it is hinted that she knew he was her son. Following the events of Snake Eater, he gave half the legacy, the $100 billion fund, to the CIA. He let them believe that the other half was in the hands of the KGB, but he was secretly securing it for himself. As time passed, we come to 1970, and it is here that Ocelot becomes unhappy with the arguing between the philosophers. He pits the CIA against the Pentagon so he can take advantage of the turmoil. During this uprising that the big boss is fighting, Ocelot managed to take the rest of the legacy and killed the last of the remaining members of the philosophers. He intended to free everyone from their control this way, and was going through with his plans. That is until Major Zero stepped up and explained to him the concept of genomes, and that they may be better at controlling everything by going through with the boss's original vision. He agreed to join this Patriots group on the condition that the big boss would be allowed to join. With that, the Patriots were started, though Ocelot would eventually learn that Major Zero's vision was nowhere near what the boss had actually wanted, and this would cause a fallout between them. It was during this time that Big Boss came to resent being a puppet of the Patriots. He would eventually become injured, and his genetic data was taken to form his clones. This would be the final straw for Big Boss, and he would leave the Patriots. During this time, the next 20 years, Ocelot would continue to work and train as a spy and a mercenary. This whole time, though, he was still working as an agent for the Patriots. After Solid Snake defeated Big Boss in Zanzibar Island, Major Zero had Big Boss placed into a nanomachine-induced coma, though this infuriated Ocelot, and as a result, he left the Patriots. But, being the amazing spy that he was, this was all in secret. He stayed within the Patriots with a goal of recovering Big Boss's body eventually. In the early 2000s, Ocelot found out that a new unit was being led by Liquid Snake, a son of Big Boss, and having Big Boss in such a high regard, he felt it would be an honor to work in this unit. During Metal Gear Solid 1 and the Shadow Moses incident, Ocelot was still involved. He was secretly working for President George Sears, or Solidus as he'll become known eventually. During this mission, he would lose his hand to Grey Fox and would eventually recover the Metal Gear Rex blueprints. Following the events of Shadow Moses, though, he would sell the blueprints to the black market. He would then have the hand of the now dead Liquid Snake transplanted in place of his missing hand. It is assumed that Solidus had a hand in funding this in exchange for Ocelot hiding him while the Patriots were searching for him. Ocelot spent his time using psychotherapy, drugs, hypnosis, and nanomachines to become Liquid Snake's mental doppelganger. He now began to house the deceased Liquid Snake's personality within himself so that he could make it appear that he was spiritually possessed. Though he may have actually been to a degree, since this is the exact thing that his father was able to do. In 2007, the Patriots ordered Ocelot to steal Metal Gear Ray. Ultimately, he was to steer Solidus into the Patriots' plans. They were setting up the whole thing to test the idea that they could create a new super soldier. Raiden and Solidus were there for the Big Shell incident and were pawns in this game. As Ocelot was working as a spy from within the Patriots organization, he needed to place this plan into motion. It was during this time that Ocelot's plan to appear possessed by Liquid took a turn for the dark side. He did such a good job of acting like he was Liquid that it was actually splitting his psyche, and the personality of Liquid Snake was trying to disrupt Ocelot's plans. Ocelot, as far as the Liquid Snake personality was concerned, was working for the Patriots. So basically, Ocelot was such a good spy, he even fooled his own split personalities. Following an escape in Metal Gear Ray, Ocelot had Liquid Snake hand removed in an attempt to fix his psyche. But this caused him to have a further mental breakdown. The personalities of Liquid and Ocelot merged into one person, and he was now known as Liquid Ocelot at this point. At some point before 2014, Liquid Ocelot became the CEO of the Outer Heaven Company. Due to this, he became in control of the largest private military companies in the world. During this time, Liquid accomplished staging his insurrection plans against the Patriots, and using Solidus' DNA, he turned off every gun and weapon in the world. He intended to be in control of the only functioning army in the world, which would of course place him in power in the entire world. After his plans were foiled by Solid Snake, the two of them had their final fist fight. And it is here that Ocelot began to resurface as he used his signature hand motions to indicate this. Once defeated with the Liquid Snake personality completely gone and dying, Ocelot looked up and said, "I am Liquid Snake's doppelganger, and you are his," referring to Solid Snake being Big Boss's doppelganger. The ultimate spy, or a man confused as to his own goals. In the end, as Liquid Ocelot, he just wanted to see the total collapse of civilization. But is this what he originally wanted? Originally, he wanted to see the philosophers removed and to see no one in control. What are your opinions of Ocelot? Love him or hate him, he's been a staple in the Metal Gear universe and we'll never see him gone. Until next time, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to the channel for more stories, lore, and comedy and reviews.